What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. What is up? What is up? Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the difference between pros and amateurs. Okay, so let me just give some shout outs. What's up, Raina? What's up, Nikki? What's up, Shafath? What's up, man? Hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Real quick, put in the comments where you're from and tag two friends. All you have to do is press the arrow at the bottom right, tag three friends, and then comment done. Okay, so hope you guys are all doing well. I'm ready to get into this live real quick. Let's go over some house rules real quick. Okay, so what are the rules for this live? The rules for this live is that you have a pen and paper out, ready to go, ready to learn, ready to improve. Okay, Anis, what's up? Charles, what's up? Alexander, what's up? Rules for the live are very simple. You need to be here till the end. You need to be listening. You need to be locked in. If you do not have the time to be locked in, then just go off the live now. But I want to talk to you guys today about pros versus amateurs, okay? If you are a pro, if you are someone who has a professional contract, then this is also for you, but this is mainly for players who do not have professional contracts, who want professional contracts, and what the difference in your mindset has to be in order to get a professional contract. Very, very simple stuff. And I'm going to break it down so that it is very, very simple for you to do. Very, very simple, okay? Can I become a completely different player in 8 months? Yes, 100%. 100%. If you follow me, 100% are seen. Real quick, make sure you guys hit the arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. Hit the arrow in the bottom right-hand corner. Hit 3 people. Bop, bop, bop. Hit 3 people. And then comment the fire emoji when you are done, and I'm going to shout you out, okay? So in the bottom right-hand corner, hit the arrow, tag 3 friends, invite them to this live, and then comment the fire emoji, and I'm going to shout you out, okay? So we're going to be talking about difference between amateurs and professionals, okay? Let's talk about it. So, number 1, let's get into it, guys. I don't like wasting time. I don't like messing around. So we're going to talk about right now. Number 1, amateurs have to get good or they have no chance. Okay? If you are an amateur footballer, if you are a player who is not on a professional contract and you want a professional contract, or you want to go play in college, semi-pro, whatever it is, then this is for you as well. Amateurs have to get good or they have no chance. You have to understand that if you do not improve at a high level quickly, if you do not progress quickly to become at a high level, then you have no chance. Okay? So what am I talking about? I'm saying that you need to know all of your strengths and all of your weaknesses inside and out, and you need to be working on them every single day. You should not be worrying about overuse injuries. You should not be focusing on what happens if I get injured, if I work too hard, whatever. Most players do not have a problem with... Most players do not need to be afraid of working too hard. They need to be afraid of not working hard enough. Okay? You need to be focusing on working so much to the point where you know for a fact that you're going to be successful. If you go out onto the pitch and you are not confident, then that means you are not working hard enough. Okay? It's that simple. If I go onto a pitch, I need to be able to look across the pitch and realize, hey, there's no way that the other team worked harder than me. It's impossible, right? And if you're at a point right now where you want to be a pro, or you want to play in college, or you want to play for your first team, or whatever it is, you need to understand that you need to work harder. Okay? If you guys like this, if you guys can hear me okay, and just give me a thumbs up, give me some hearts, whatever it is. So that I know you're in and engaged, okay? What's up, Zach? Hope you're doing well, man. So here's the thing, right? First and foremost, if you're an amateur, you have to get good, okay? You have to be effective. You have to make sure that you are at the point where you are playing all the time because the coach can't keep you off the pitch, okay? You have to get to a point where you have to be so good at what you're doing that the coach plays you every single minute at the level that you're at. If you're not playing for your current team, then you cannot be resting. Okay? I know that's tough, and that's not what people normally say. But you have to understand that you have to get to a point. We talk about the 10,000 hour rule all the time, but in actuality, it's not even 10,000 hours. What you need to be doing is you need to be focusing on working every single minute of every single day if you want to be a pro. If you don't want to be a pro, then that's fine. We have to readjust your goals based on what you want. But if you're an amateur, if you do not have a professional contract, if you are not in college, if you are not at where you want to be, you have to be working all the time. There's no rest. So stop doing research on overuse injuries and, my ankles are hurting and this, that, and the other. What you need to be focusing on is, can I be training 100% of the time all day long? Right? And now that's not just on the pitch. That's not just in the gym. Am I analyzing film? Am I eating correctly? Am I doing everything possible to be the best possible player I can be? Or am I too focused on what I should be doing, how to do it, how to optimize my training and all this stuff? No, just work every single day. Train every single day, all day long. If you get tired, then guess what? Either push through it or get a drink of water or take a quick nap and then get back right at it, because you cannot afford, like I said in the previous slide, is if you're an amateur, and I'm going to tell you guys later on in this live, I'm going to tell you exactly how to work every single minute of every single day, because I did it for 3.5 years in high school. You guys cannot be focusing on resting, recovery, all that stuff. You need to be focusing on, how do I train as much as possible every single minute of every single day, okay? Because amateurs have to get good or they have no chance. You have to get good or you have absolutely no chance, okay? So stop looking at what's the best boot, what's the best arch support, which is the best training or workout program or this and that. You need to be focusing on improving so much that you are playing every single minute for your first team, making sure that if you're a forward, you're scoring goals. If you're a defender, making sure you don't let goals in. If you're a center defensive mid, making sure you don't lose the ball ever. And get so good that you move up to the next team. You have to improve and you have to get to the next level as quick as possible. Okay, that is the goal. So I'll say this one thing before I move on. Most young players coming up are too focused on working too hard, but they should be focusing on not working hard enough. Most players are not working hard enough, period, point blank. So if you can outwork people, then you have a better chance of succeeding. Most likely, you do not have the talent of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Kevin De Bruyne. You don't have that talent. So what you need to be doing is you need to be able to work harder than them. Imagine you're playing Kevin De Bruyne tomorrow in a game, right? You know for a fact that he's going to be on his game. He's going to be, he's not going to give the ball away. He's going to possibly, have a goal or two. How do I stop that? How can I stop that? I have to be able to work harder. I have to be able to be intelligent. I have to be able to not beat myself. Okay? You guys are too worried about being confident. What book should I read? What type of protein shake should I have and all this stuff? No, just go outside and work all day long, every single day, right? You guys have to be training every single day of every single minute of every single day. And if you get too tired, guess what? That means you need to train even harder because you're getting too tired. So if you are at a point where you're like, hey, I have this injury, I have this whatever, figure out a way to get past that injury. Most of the time, the kids that I train locally in person, if they have an ankle injury or they have a back injury or they have a hip flexor or something like that, most of the time it's because they're not used to working that hard. So you need to train your body and you need to create a way of training that you do not get injured because your body is so used to it, right? So let's move on. Let's move on to the next slide. So this is it, right? So train all day, every day using the footballer framework. This is something that I created, not the actual framework, but I created the name footballer framework, right? So this is how every single player in every single sport, in every single industry, what does it take? Any questions, ask in the question bubble. At the end of this, I will get the questions answered. So ask the questions at the bottom. There's a little question mark with a bubble around it. Click that. put the questions in there, and I will answer all those at the end, no problem. Okay? Also, all these lives are not going to be saved. These lives are going to go into my free group that will be open on Monday. So make sure you guys look out for that free group. So, amateurs, train all day, every day using the Footballer Framework. What's the Footballer Framework? Footballer Framework is simply a feedback loop, right? If you've not heard of a feedback loop, I'm about to blow your mind, because this is how simple it is. This is how simple it is, and this is how you can make sure that any failure you have, anytime you fail, or you think that you failed, anytime you lose at something, this is exactly how you can get over that loss. This is how you can create great habits. This is how you can improve way quicker than any of your friends, teammates, whatever. The Footballer Framework, okay? So let me go through the Footballer Framework with you guys. This changed my life. Get this from Atomic Habits, right? So play. So I'm going to walk through it, right? So play, analyze, create new plan, try again differently, right? So this is a Footballer Framework, right? I play a game, okay? I play a game, or I have a training session, or I train by myself, or I do something, I try something, right? What happens is I try it, it doesn't work, I fail, I lose, I let in a goal, I don't score, I get benched, whatever it is. I do something, I try something, it fails, I analyze, why did it fail? What could I have done better? What could I have changed slightly? And what I do is now I create a new plan. I train that for the entire week. I train it in the new way. Like I give the ball away 5 times in a game because I tried the long ball. Okay, what do I need to do better? Next time when I take a touch, I'm going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to strike the ball this way, and I'm going to do that. Okay, so this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to train that over and over and over and over again. And then come the next weekend, I'm going to try it again. Most players, this is the difference. Most players, when they fail or they do something wrong or something doesn't work out, what they do is they stop. If you stop this this feedback loop, what happens is you end up decaying, you end up withering away, and you lose the skill, right? You lose the ability to play the long ball. You lose the ability to try things, and that's how you lose confidence. That's how you lose the ability to try again, right? So this Footballer Framework is gold, right? So what I do is I try something, I play a game, and I lose. What I do is I go back, I analyze the video, I analyze how I thought in the game, I analyze how I felt before the game, my warm up, my pre-game routine, my post-game routine, everything. I analyze it, I create a new plan. Can I try something new? What worked, what didn't work? And then I go and I try it again, right? So I try and I try and I try with new information. Now, what's the difference between amateurs and pros? Because this is how the pros think as well. But what's the difference between an amateur and what's the difference between an amateur when it comes to this Footballer Framework, and what changes when you become a pro, okay? So you have this framework, like I just said, and then what I do is, as a pro, the only difference is that you use this framework way quicker, right? The difference between a pro and an amateur is not the actual Footballer Framework, not the nuts and bolts, but you're able to do it much quicker. You can almost do it inside the game, right? Someone told me recently, it's like, why do you wait till halftime to change what you're doing? Why do you wait till halftime to change your positioning, change your the way you think in a game, the way you move in a game? Because what happens at the pro level, at the highest level, is players can adapt way quicker. So some young players that I watch, right? Some young players that I watch, what they do is they play in a game, and during the game, they don't make adjustments. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And even at halftime, they're not able to change. They go into the next one. They go into the next half. They do the same thing over and over and over and over again. But what the crazy thing is as you get older, as you improve, what you do is you start doing it quicker, right? There are some players that I've coached, 10, 11 years old, who never change the way they play. Their spacing, their timing, their positioning on the field, the way that they, take touches, the way that they move, just the way that they play. It's very, very poor, but they're only 10 years old. But what happens is they don't use the feedback loop. They don't analyze what they're doing. They don't create a new plan, and they don't try again differently. even on a long period. But what happens is the best players, some of them don't even know they're doing it. But say it's Neymar, right? It's 5 minutes in the game. He's not getting the ball. So what does he do? He moves positions. He gets on the ball and he goes at the left back instead of the right back. They make these changes very, very quickly. But at certain players, a majority of players, what happens is they just allow things to happen throughout the game. Boom, boom, boom. They allow things to happen. What you have to understand is, can I do this quickly? Can I train myself over a long period of time? Can I train myself to do this very, very quickly? Can I try something, analyze it in my head, create a new plan, and then do it again, right? So I go at the right back 3 times. He stops me 3 times. Okay. Instead of trying to do the same thing again, insanity, instead of trying to do the same thing that's not working again and again and again, I'm going to change and try to do something differently. And if that works, boom, we have a new way of doing it, and we're going to keep doing this until it doesn't work, right? So the difference between pros and amateurs is that this process happens a lot quicker, right? So it's a game changer. I learned that it's an absolute game changer, right? So what's the difference between pros and amateurs when it comes to training, right? So professionally, I put this up for the amateurs. If you do not have a pro contract, if you are not where you want to be, then you have to get good or you have no chance. You have to get good or you don't have a chance. You have to be focusing on, can I do this? Can I work as hard as possible, as much as possible? Can I get the most amount of work in the shortest amount of time? So it's the beginning of 2023, right? Can I train every single day for 365 days, right? And if I can do that, then what I need to do next year is, can I train twice a day, every single day for 365 days? And this is what I did in high school. Took my game to another level, right? And so what you need to do is you need to focus on, we call it the 10,000 hour rule, but it's really just train as hard as you can all day long, figuring it out, right? And you don't just train. What you do is you use what I showed you guys just right here. You use the footballer feedback loop. And you have to analyze the way you're training, analyze the way you're playing, always, all the time. Create new plans and try it again differently, right? And I do this on a weekly basis. Guys, all the things I'm telling you are things that I'm doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, right? I'm in my last year of high school, have an exam at the end of the year, which is the only exam that determines college entry. Good luck. Use this feedback. Right? Try, fail, create a plan, try it again, right? Try, fail, figure out what you did wrong, what you need to do differently, create a plan to do that, and then try it again, right? This is the goal. This is what the goal is, right? Marvin, put it in the, there's a little question mark with a bubble at the bottom. Put it in there. I'll answer it at the end. Okay, so this is the feedback loop. You have to be getting this, and the difference between amateurs and pros is, the pros just do it way quicker, right? The pros just understand way quicker. They play, they try, they analyze, they create a new plan, and then they try it again differently, right? So that's the difference between the pros and the amateurs. And then the last thing is, pros focus on sharpening their tools, right? So when you're younger, you have no tools. When you're younger, you don't have the dribbling capabilities, the passing capabilities. You don't have all the tools necessary. So what you need to be doing when you're younger and starting out is you need to be focusing on, how can I improve every part of my game as quick as possible to when I'm 16, 17, 18. And once you get there, now what you need to be focusing on is, can I get the basics? Can I get the basics to an impressive level, right? The difference between pros and amateurs is that pros just have a higher standard, and they meet it almost every time. They meet it 99% of the time. So if you want to be a pro, if you want to be at least train and play like a pro, then what you need to do is you need to have higher standards, and you need to be focusing on working to get those standards on a regular basis, despite what's going on in your life. You could have a breakup. It could be raining and snowing outside. It could be your coach doesn't like you. You have the worst team, whatever, but you still show up every single day and you have high standards. That's what a pro is. That's what a professional is. We throw this word around all the time, but most of you guys don't even know what it is. What is a pro? A pro is someone who has high standards and reaches that standard 90% of the time. That's it. The difference between me and you is my standards are just way higher, and I reach those standards on a regular basis. That's all it is. Okay? So let me just answer some questions. All these lives are not going to be saved here on Instagram. They're going to be saved in our free group. So the free group opens on Monday, so make sure you guys go check that out, right? Any tips on how to analyze your game better? Yeah, follow me on YouTube. I actually have a video coming out this week. It's going to be about the center defensive mids, and just go through that. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel about this, but basically the tips are very simple. Okay, so before I open up a video, whether it's one of my clients, whether it's me, whether it's a video on YouTube, I always figure out what am I trying to learn, what am I trying to improve from this video, right? Last week, I gave the ball away 5 times, and I need to focus on how can I create more, how can I increase my successful passes for next game, right? So what I'm going to focus on is when I'm watching Jorginho, N'Golo Kante, Casemiro, whatever it is, I watch how they do it. I watch their body. I watch everything, body position, their movement to get on the ball. And then when they take a touch, which way do they take a touch? How do they take a touch? And then they connect the pass, right? So I focus on all that stuff. And that could be like a little 4-minute clip, but I'm focusing on it so much so, and then I'm going to go out and train that, right? It's that footballer feedback loop. How do I analyze? I have to analyze exactly every single piece, every single part that they do in their game. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. It cut out for a second. Give me a thumbs up before I continue. So yeah, you got to focus on that feedback loop. Perfect. So you got to focus on that feedback loop, right? So when I watch a video, whether it's a client video, whether it's my own video, whether it's one of my team's video, I always focus on like 1 to 3 things maximum of what I want to improve, and then in the video I show myself or I show the team what it is that they need to improve on. Very, very simple stuff. So like I said, for example, if I'm watching Casemiro as a center defensive mid, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to say I need to connect more passes. Okay, how do I connect more passes? I got to get better spacing. I got to have a better touch when the ball comes to me. My body position has to be on point. And then when I do that, can I find the perfect pass? Can I connect the pass? Can I think ahead so that the pass is way easier, right? So that's how I do it, and that works for me. Also, get my free ebook. It's linked in my bio, because I see. So this is perfect, okay? This is what I've been talking about here, right? So amateurs have to get good or they have no chance. You have to get good. Marvin asked this, individual training once or twice and team training twice. You have to get as good as possible. So what you need to be doing is you need to be training every single moment of every single day. It's that simple, right? You have to be focusing on the 10,000 hour rule. Basically what the 10,000 hour rule is, train as much as you can. Train every single minute with intent, with focus on I'm going to improve today. I don't count it playing with my friends. I don't count it going out and just kicking at the goal and running and going to get it, all that stuff. No, what I'm focusing on is can I improve my passing? Can I improve my dribbling? Can I improve my, if I'm a defender, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 defending, box defending? Can I focus on all these things and make sure that I get so good at it that I become a professional? Right? So individual training once or twice? No, 150 times a week. Like if you can't do that, then you need to train more so that you can train more, right? You need to train every single day to the point where, now I'm getting to the point where I can train even more because I'm fit now. My body's used to training. Your body's not used to training. That's the thing, right? So you guys need to be focusing on, if you are not where you want to be, you have to focus on, can I train more? And as you train more, now you start becoming a professional. Professional is not signing a contract. Professional is when you get to a point where you train so much that now I got to focus on training correctly. Some of you guys are focused on training correctly and you don't train that much. You need to train more before you start training correct. Yeah, so this is the question I want to answer, right? So Gene said, how can I know when I am just overworking myself and when I am just sore, but I can still have more to train? So for me personally, you can always train. You can always train. This is what you guys have to understand. You can always train. I broke my shoulder when I was playing professionally. I broke my shoulder, and what did I do? I still made sure that I got some footwork in. I made sure that I was getting my ball work in, and I was making sure I was working out my other arm, and also doing my physical therapy. I've broken my foot before. What I did is I had my foot in a place where it wasn't going to hurt, and I didn't put weight on it, and I still practiced my heading. I still went to the gym and worked on my body. I still did different things that stimulated my body so that when I came back, I was not in a certain situation. So number one, you can always train. You can always train. Unless you are in a full body cast, you can always train, because you can do video analysis even if you're in a full body cast, you can still do video analysis. You can still make sure that your mind is in a good place, still engaged in the game. Because you can play the game without actually going out and playing the game. You can work on your mind, right? The other thing is, most players are not overworking themselves. They are just soft. Most players are like, oh, I'm overworking myself. No, what you're doing is you're stopping too early, and now your body is not used to working hard. So when you go into a game and you are actually in battle, what happens is your body's not ready for that because you have not prepared your body for war. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are working all the time. And if you have an issue, whether that be a hip flexor, hamstring, quad, whether it's muscular, whatever, you need to focus on, what can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and B, that I'm strengthening the muscles around it. Because resting is going to make your body soft. So if you rest, if you rest, and again, I broke my foot. What did I do? I literally rested for the first day, and then I slowly started coming back, right? I broke my shoulder. I rested for 1 or 2 days, and then I came back slowly, right? So there's no overworking yourself. You need to go out. Number one, what do I need to work on? What do I truly need to work on? I analyze my video, and I write down 3 things that I need to improve on. I gave the ball away too much. The ball went over my head. My positioning's not good enough. And I missed 3 tackles. Okay, what do I need to work on? I need to work on these 3 things this week. I go out and I work on them until I die. Okay, maybe not when you die, but I work on them until I can't possibly work on them anymore. I rest, and then I work on them until I cannot possibly work on them anymore. That's what your mindset has to be 2023. Can I consistently every single day get up, train, work hard, and make sure that every single day I'm literally giving everything I have? Most players are in danger of not working enough. How long does it take to improve technique? It takes forever. You have to train your technique forever. Sometimes it's difficult to get this done due to soreness. Should I always focus on the basics and then let the other training focus on pickup? So the way I do it, the way I love to do it, is my warm-ups. The way I warm up, I don't like warming up without a ball. Okay, so because I want to get 45 minutes of good work in. So when I go to the field, when I go and train, or I train the kids that I help, the kids that I work with, I focus on making sure that I'm getting the basics in my warm up. So I'll hit it against the wall for 20 minutes. Bop, 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 bop. That's what I'm working on. Basics, making sure the basics are top quality. And then I'll focus on more positional stuff. And then at the end, I'll do some fitness. That's how I work on. That's how I train. And that's what has worked for me, right? You can take that. You can do whatever you want. But you should always work on the basics, because if you don't work on the basics, what happens is they start going down and start diminishing. Even within one day. If I don't train the basics today, what's going to happen is they're going to start going down slightly, a little bit over time, right? So always train on the basics, but it should be like a warm-up for you, right? And then I go into my position-specific stuff, and then I go into my fitness, and that's a 45-minute workout, solid 45-minute workout. Cool. Last question. Last question from Johnny. What does it take to get scouted or to stand out? Let me ask you a question, right? You go to a game, right? You watch a team play. What makes you think that one player is good and one player is not so good? Like, ask yourself, if you were the scout and you came to a game that you were playing in, what would you want to see? What would you want to see, right? If I go to a match, I want to see, number one, I want to see a player that does not give the ball away ever. Like, I noticed that. Oh, he's not giving the ball away once. Even in a tight situation, he still gets out of it and he still makes a good pass. Secondly, do they make a difference? Does this player being on the field make a difference for the team? Right? Do they score goals? Do they create chances? Do they get crosses in the box? Do they defend well? Like, what do they do that creates value for the team? Right? And then after that, if you want to get scouted, it's very simple. You have to get video. You create a highlight video, and then you send it out to every single person that exists in soccer, and you create buzz around you, right? And then keep updating that every single year. Very, very simple. Getting scouted is very, very simple, and most of you guys make it very difficult. Guys, really appreciate you guys coming on. Real quick, make sure you guys go follow me. Make sure you guys go check out the YouTube channel. The new podcast, season 2, will be coming out tomorrow. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. And hope you guys all watch it, all that stuff. If you guys want access to these lives, I'm opening a free group Monday. So make sure you guys join that and keep an eye out for that. All the lives that I do on here will be in that free group. So you guys can go watch that again. And there'll be little worksheets around those, so you guys can literally be engaged and have those notes. You can have a full notebook by the end of the year of just value. So I used to play winger and not getting desired results. And once I played striker and became the highest scorer in the tournament, should I change my position? But I also love to play winger. It doesn't matter about what you love to play. It matters about what gives you results, right? What gives you results? So at the end of the day, sometimes a change of position is important. So if you change your position and you see results, do that thing. Just keep doing it, right? So keep scoring goals, keep improving. Appreciate everyone here. Make sure you guys go check out the free group on Monday. Make sure you check out the podcast tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next live, probably on Monday. See you guys soon. Peace.